Hello, I'm Andres Castrillon, President of Consensus International. In this short video about SAP Business One, part of the workshop that we had for Macola customers, I show the modern architecture of the system and how SAP Business One could be used out of the box to meet 90% of the requirements and maybe 10% with the tools that it provides, so you could meet that specific requirements from your business. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be glad to meet with you afterwards.
SAP Business One is really rich in functionality. Back in the day when I was working for Macola, SAP Business One wasn't really a contender, was very weak in many areas. But SAP has all the resources to invest in the product, put together a roadmap, listening to customers, and they have developed a lot of functionality. And I don't want to go necessarily, on all these features and functions, but you see on top the different ways of consuming the application. Then we have the different modules, which, by the way, are modules within the architecture of the system, and you could turn on and off, but you don't have to purchase light or license modules. You get the entire system. Once you license the first user, a professional user, you get the entire system, right? And after that, it's just a matter of adding users and assigning licenses or type of licenses to different users. And that makes it a lot easier to really configure, set up, and estimate the cost of the system. So in terms of, again, functionality, we have a good management and administration capabilities in SAP in terms of securities, approvals, alerts. I'm going to show you some of that in a little while. Accounting and financials, it supports the accounting and financials of the US and of probably 80 countries in the world. So if you're a company that has some type of operation in a different country, different geography, most likely you're going to be able to just create a company, say, I want legislation from China or from Mexico or from Spain or the UK, and the system is going to support it right away. So yeah, it has all that stuff, works pretty well. It's super intuitive and super comprehensive as well. In purchasing and operations as well, we have the possibility of managing all the process from requesting quotes from vendors all the way to creating the purchase order, receiving, and then paying the vendor, all that process, even doing imports, managing cost of imports, landed costs, all that stuff. All that is included and is standard in SAP. In the financials and accounting and banking is multi-currency all the way everywhere. We have companies with, I think the biggest company in terms of presence in countries is a company that has 13 subsidiaries in the world, and they use the US dollar as the currency for the group, but in each one of the countries they use their local currency. They even have operations in one country that they have the local currency, the peso, for example, and then they have US dollars, and then they have imports from in euros, all those type of things. In terms of sales and service, the system is designed to manage all type of sales, omni-channel. You could have sales, pretty quick to consumers, or you could have long-term sales with, a pipeline and stages and proposals, right? So you have all the different mix, and you could combine very easily within the system. We also have service management, which is basically the possibility of providing service after you sell something that requires warranty, for example. So you have technicians, allocations of services. You even have mobile apps for the remote salespeople or the remote technicians that have to go on site and provide services, do a repair, put service, spare parts or supplies or whatever, and either do it as part of a warranty agreement or billable. So all those features and functions are included, again, are part of the system out of the box. Inventory distribution, as many warehouses as you want. You have the possibility of managing in transit or the dropship warehouses. Um, you have also the possibility of managing serializing items, batch number control items as well, multiple pricing, pick and packing, multiple units of measure. All that is included as part of the system. It's a matter of just setting that up. And then we have production and MRP. MRP is very robust. It's very comprehensive. It's a pretty good system. It's for the most part a lot better than the one in Macola. In production is very robust as well, and SAP is adding more and more functionality every time. For those of you that are doing production, it does most of what show floor control does for you. It most of it it is a little shy maybe on the reporting on the by labor performance type of reporting, although there are some add-ons that allows you to do those type of reporting pretty quick, pretty easy, and it's definitely a lot more than POP in Macola. But it's easy to understand, easy to implement, it's very comprehensive. um, we have projects and resource management as well. So you could have, set up projects. You could even see the Gantt, allocate resources, have critical path, all that stuff. That's part of the system out of the box as well. And finally, we got the possibility of customizing the system. I'm going to show you a little bit of that too. Most of the customizations that you do on the system, you don't need to call consensus to do to make them. And very important, whatever you do is compatible with future versions, which is probably one of the biggest strengths of SAP Business One. The architecture of SAP Business One is really amazing. You have the possibility of running or deploying the system, any way you want. You could either have it on premise, you could have your own private cloud, or you could run in a public cloud, right? In Amazon, at the NAP of the Americas, which is part of the backbone of internet. And you could run in two different type of databases, Microsoft SQL, but if you really want to scale and take advantage of the capabilities of in-memory computing, then you could use the database from SAP called HANA, which is a high availability analytics appliance. That's what it means. So it's basically a database that runs in memory, that requires servers that have more memory than the regular server, which is very affordable to be today. So it's but gives you access to analytics and graphics, alerts, approvals, a lot of stuff, forecasting, advanced forecasting tools that are running in memory. So that gets a lot of advantages. Today, in the last 3 years, maybe 2-3% of the companies go with SQL just because they have just managed to have acquired SQL server recently. It's a brand new server, so it doesn't make sense to change servers. But yeah, maybe 97% of the companies that we have sold in the last 3 years, they have gone with HANA directly because of the advantages. And this is a multi-layer architecture. So you have the core system, which is the same for both platforms. And then you have a layer of tools to develop enhancements, to create integrations, to do quick developments on top of SAP Business One that are compatible feature versions. And then you have all type of applications, some from SAP, some from third-party companies that are fully integrated with SAP Business One. Using the SDK, the software development kit, some partners like us have developed additional modules, functionality, and capabilities that run in top of SAP Business One, look like SAP Business One, and are compatible with SAP Business One into the future as well. We, in Colombia, we have a software factory. We have over 35 people, and we develop for SAP directly the localizations for certain markets in South America. We as Consensus. So most of the companies running SAP Business One in Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, and Venezuela there are still a lot of companies in Venezuela running SAP Business One. They're customers of ours as well because they run our localizations. Um, so yeah, we have developed some additional web applications that run on top of SAP using the SDK and the integration capabilities. With regards to the extensibility and the SSPs, there are companies that are developing applications. SAP recognizes that there is no system that could be 100% for 100% of the companies. So SAP Business One is the same. I mean, you could forget 90%, 95% of the functionality. The other 5% or 10% can be either customized, but most of the time just complemented with an SSP or an add-on application. We call it an app, actually, right? It's like the app world in the mobile phone system. So, and there are a lot of systems that have, again, been developed. It's rare that we get a request for something from a customer that is not developed already by someone. So, and we do some specific ones, and we support them directly. Like Wisys, which is I don't know if you use Wisys in your Macola world. The Wisys also runs in SAP Business One. And we actually partner with Wisys originally on the transition process to SAP Business One. So, and there are a lot of applications. There are EDI applications, some advanced manufacturing systems also in the market, and you could actually go and see on the web page of what are those type of complementary solutions when needed. So those are certified. They have to be developed using, of course, the rules of SAP Business One, to be certified. So most of the elements of information that you have in SAP Business One, the items, the master data, the transactions, the settings, all those are exposed as objects or links or connectors that you could call from a third-party application, right? So if you have a setting in the system, a validation or whatever, and you call that function from your external application, it's going to run through the same validations and approvals, etc. Okay.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, we'll be glad to answer any questions, and just reach out to us. We'll be glad to meet with you.